All right, everybody, we're back here today. Plant some berries. I got a small assortment of berries here, and I want to try them out in my Las Vegas desert garden. I wasn't sure exactly how to do it. There's very specific soil for each kind of berry, and I decided that I wanted to do it in pots this year. So I have some containers, and I'm gonna fill them up with special soil for each of these and see what we can come up with, see if we can get some berries out of them. What I have here is Blackberry that I got from Home Depot. It says Prime Arc 45 Blackberry. I'm not 100% sure that's any good, but it looked pretty healthy and it was a pretty big size, so I thought I'd give that a shot. And then these are some pink lemonade blueberries, which are also from Home Depot, and I thought they'd be unique and give those a shot as well. And they are already flowering out, so to give those a shot, I got 2 of those. And then these are the Heritage Red Raspberries that I got when I purchased my fruit trees from the same company, Dave Wilson Nursery. And those are the 3 that we're going to try to plant today. So these are the containers that I chose. I really like the look of the wine barrels, but those are about $45 to $60 a piece. And I saw these at Costco from a company called Southern Patio. They're HDR resin plastic, which says is weather resistant and it doesn't fade, which I think will be good in the hot desert sun. They were $19.88 at Costco, and I later went to Home Depot and they had the same ones and they were only $14.88 there. So I got 3 of them here. I've got 3 more that I'm going to use for something else, but these are the 3 I'm going to use to set up for these berries. So these are all the things that I'm going to use to make the soil that I'm going to put in these containers. I got a whole assortment of stuff from Home Depot, as well as some stuff that I've got left over laying around from other projects that I've done. Start with the Worm Gold Plus. Is the worm castings, basically just worm poop. Has lots of microbes, nutrients that are plant available. And then this is just a bag soil, and it contains composted forest materials. I thought that was good. Then I got this Kellogg palm, cactus, and citrus mix, which is not specifically for berries, but it has a lot of different things that I thought are useful in here. Kelp and crushed oyster shells, which I thought would be helpful to keep the soil porous so that it doesn't get compacted. And this is just the same brand Kellogg that is organic garden soil. Same thing, mostly compost, but this one also has some worm castings in it as well. And then I got this bag of peat that was damaged, and it was on sale, so I went ahead and picked that up. I don't like to use peat normally, but it was cheap and I couldn't pass it up. I have azomite, granulated azomite, which is rock dust. And this is the granulated version. I just have had this bag laying around that I've used over the years, and I wanted to use some of it up, put it in these containers. I also have here some leftover coconut core from my other project, and it's kind of dried out now, but I've been storing it in this bag and I thought I would use that. As well as all of these soils have a little bit of perlite in them, but I got my own perlite bag here, which is just light rock, those little fluffy things you see in the soil. So all of those are going to go into each of these containers. And then for the blueberries, I bought this soil acidifier, and blueberries need a more acidic soil than what standard this mix will produce. We should have somewhere in the neighborhood of 7.5 pH in our soil from all of this mixture here. This is my completed soil mix I have here. I mixed everything up, a little bit of all of those. I went light on the peat because this is the first one, and I'm going to mix that in, and this is going to be for the Blackberry, which just appears to me to be a standard alkalinity soil, so we don't need any extra acidity in there. Everything looks like it's going to be a nice soil, to not compact, should hold water well, and our Blackberry will be really happy. So these berries come packed in bags, and they have a little tie up here. Inside there's a lot of sawdust, and I don't like to put all that into my container, so keep most of that away. Clear this off, and you can see in order to get them to fit in these bags, they root prune them a lot. So you get this little root ball. You want to make sure that where your little feeder roots are here on the top, you keep that above the soil, and you don't want to bury it deep. You'll end up suffocating the plant. So I like to put a little pile in here like this, stand it up, give it a little pack to hold it, and then fill in around it. And I like to leave a good 1.5 to 2 inches, because that way when you pour your water in there, or if you're going to put irrigation in, you end up keeping the water inside, and everything doesn't splash out or the water doesn't overflow. And you can fill this up, that way the water will sink through slowly and you don't waste water. So these are the raspberries. I unbundled them here, and raspberries come up as shoots from the roots. So often when you get these, you'll see little shoots starting to grow here because they're breaking dormancy. It's been pretty warm here. But when you put these in the ground, you don't want to bury these shoots too deep, because that's where your new raspberry shoots are going to come up from to create more canes. So this came with 3 in the bundle, and I'm just going to lay them out here and try to make sure that I point the shoots upwards. So this whole pot is going to grow with lots of raspberries, and hopefully I can trim them out and transplant them somewhere in the yard next year. Last but not least, I've got the pink lemonade blueberries here. Never tried these before. I love blueberries though, so they had these at Home Depot and thought I'd give them a shot. You can see this soil is looking a little bit different than the soil I put in the other pots. This is more peat and more coconut core, so it's a little more brown than the black stuff over there, and it's consequently a lot more fluffy, which I'm not sure that'll be a good thing. It might compact as we let these sit throughout the season. But I filled this with rock in the bottom. I'm going to put these blueberries in there and see what they look like. I mixed in the Espoma organic soil acidifier, and it says on the back here you should use 1 tablespoon for every 4 inches of pot diameter. This is a 22-inch pot, and I didn't want to over acidify, so I did 4 tablespoons, thinking that should probably get it, considering we've got the peat in there as well to make it acidic. So hopefully this should be about right. Okay, here we are, finished product. We've got the Heritage Red Raspberry over here. I had an extra trellis lying around. I put this on there. It'd be handy to tie back the canes once they start growing. This is our Prime Arc Blackberry, which is nice and healthy and big. I think it might outgrow this pot by the end of the season, but we'll see how that goes. And over here we have our acidic soil with the pink lemonade blueberry. Hopefully all of these grow up great this season. I'm going to put them out back here on our back patio, and hopefully we can get some berries, and it'll be a good experience. So if you want to check out some of my other gardening stuff, I have a Tumblr, desert, the number 2 garden .tumblr.com. So it's desert2garden.tumblr.com, and I post little updates and stuff. I'll post this video over there and other stuff about the garden as I go along. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.